Hello everyone, welcome to another Versus video. I am BBD alongside
Christopher VanMeter.
this guy right here, actually.
Oh yeah, right there.
Alongside a poison counter.
Uh-oh.
I think we're going to decide who gets to go first.
Yep, we're going to poison game it this time.
Yep. While we're doing this, I am playing Bug Walkers, and CVM is battling with the boogeyman of the format.
Yeah, the boogeyman.
Yep.
Red Devotion, splashing white.
Yes. Yeah.
Former boogeyman. Used to be one of the biggest decks.
All right.
Where are they going?
I haven't decided yet.
Did you even look?
I don't even know. Lucky. All right,
I'll
you
go
win
first.
this time, Mr. VanMeter. Ooh.
All right. Well, this is the perfect hand. And I'm actually going to keep it. I'm not super excited about this hand, but we do have this, which is very important. And like we're not wanting to cast this guy right away anyways.
All right, well, I only have one land and a lot of expensive cards, so I'm going to mulligan. All right, I am back with 6, and this is actually a pretty good 6. Actually, a very good 6, considering the circumstances, so I will keep.
All right. Well, we're going to scry. And, ooh. I think this is a good card, so I'll keep it.
That's bad news for me. All right, I'm also going to scry, and I'm going to keep this as well because we want to be able to cast this. So. Uh-oh. I'm at 18 points of life.
Your turn.
So here's where we are faced with the decision. We can play this so that we can use this, or we can play this to set up this for next turn, or we can just play this tapped and not deal damage to ourselves. There's a lot of choices to be made here. So if I play this, I cannot cast this next turn. And I'm not sure, is that something I'm willing to do? I don't know. I think since I don't have a play next turn, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this tapped and say go. And then next turn I can play these two, and then the turn after play like this.
All right. Nykthos would be real nice here.
How many Burning Trees are in your hand?
Only a couple. Okay. Well, it wasn't really what we're looking for. And I don't think we need to cast this guy just yet. So I'll just attack for 2.
16.
I think that we just play a Sacred Foundry and pass.
All right, I'm okay with the lack of pressure going on.
Yeah, well, I've drawn fairly well so far.
Is that true or false?
That is very false.
Okay, great. Fantastic. All right, here I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm going to not play this, so.
All right, well, that's pretty cute.
Uh-oh.
So I'm just going to attack.
All right, here I'm just going to go ahead and fire off a Bile Blight on that Ash Zealot.
Yep.
I'm ready for whatever the follow-up is. The perf?
Your turn.
All right. Draw. All right, here I'm just going to cast a Jace, and I'm going to bounce the Perforus. Back to your hand. Go ahead.
All right.
I'm feeling SBD might not care about Jace,
Well,
the Living Guild Pact.
Oh, it's not bad. So I think that our best bet is just to cast the 2 of these. I don't think we need to get this in play yet, because I want to start using the 0 on this. So yeah, we'll just play Burning Tree and then Chandra.
Okay.
And we'll do 1 damage here. Your turn.
All right, come on, deck. It's not it.
Land short of Raskain.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. I guess here I will take 2. Cast Courser Crewfix.
Oh, that's good.
Alright, I will play it, gain a life, and scry. Oh, there it is. There it is. Negate, you say. I don't think I'm in a negating mood, considering Chandra's already on the table. So, I'm going to scry negate to the bottom. And we have an Overgrown Tomb. And I'm going to plus Jace, so I can look at the top 2 cards of my library, put one of them into my graveyard. Well, I'm going to put Watery Grave into my graveyard. And leave Overgrown Tomb on top. And
Yep.
I will pass the turn.
All right. So, something sweet. That's all right. So, I initially wanted to 0 the Chandra here, but I think that I have to use it to make that Courser not be able to block. Which I think I'm fine with. So, 1 to you, 1 to the Courser.
Okay. I'm at 14.
Attack this for 2.
Dead Jace.
I'll play a Mountain and cast Perforos.
Sure.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Alright. I will draw. Actually, let's see. Yeah, I think my plan is to just cast Vraska this turn. So I will play it and gain a life. 15. Oh, that's no good. Alright, let's go ahead and cast Vraska and destroy Chandra. And I will just pass the turn.
Alright, well the bad news for you is I drew another Chandra last turn.
That is bad news. Means I'm taking a lot of damage.
Alright, so I don't want to play this yet because I want to be able to use Perforos' ability this turn. So we'll play Battlefield Forge, play a Chandra. So I think that here I just want to do 1 to the Courser, 1 to him, put you at 14. I can only do 10 with my creatures.
That sucks.
So yeah, so I'll do 1 to you, 1 to the Courser.
Yep.
We'll send Burning Tree here and Perforos at you, and I'll pump 1.
Alright, so I take 7 down to 7.
Yep.
Vraska's gone.
And it's your turn.
Sorry, Vraska. We tried. Alright. Alright, I think I... take 1 down to 6, play a Courser, play a Mana Confluence, go back to 8. Liliana Vess. It's not exactly what I was looking for. I will Hero's Downfall Chandra.
Well, that's not fun.
And now, I'm at 8 life. I don't know if I want to start attacking here or not. I may have to chump block that Perforos, so... Let's see. If I'm at 8, you have 1 card. I'll just pass the turn.
Okay.
Maybe I should have started attacking, but I don't want to get destroyed. He has so much mana that he can do so much if he draws.
Now, it might have been that I should have played this instead of the other land last turn. Is the Scry to ensure that I can turn Perforos on this turn is probably more valuable than the 1 point of damage that I got through last turn, but time will tell. Oh, that's actually a pretty good one. So trigger.
Okay.
Let's see here. So I can't pump the Perforos twice, and you're at 6.
Yep.
I'm going to scry before I attack. And I think that this is probably fine. 6, 8 mana. Yeah, I think this is probably fine just as a way to ensure that the Perforos will live next turn. So if I attack with everything, he has to block the Perforos with one, and then he'll block like the Ash Zealot with the other. Yeah, I think that that's fine. I'll leave that on top.
Okay.
I'll go to combat.
Yep.
I'm only going to attack with the Perforos.
Okay, I will block.
Okay, and you take no. And then I'll pass.
Alright, let's see. What do I need to draw? Something like a Kiora maybe would be a good draw. I don't know if that would even get me out of this though. You can activate Perforos 2 times. I'm assuming you didn't keep on top of land, so you can activate twice. Alright, I guess we'll... Let's see. Well, would I die if I... So I have a Read the Bone, so I have to cast. I could go to 5. Or I go to 7 by playing this and gaining life. Go to 5 by casting Read the Bones. But then I would have to tap Mana Confluence to cast a Kiora. So... maybe I need to find a different land? I don't know. See if there's anything else I could draw that will get me out of this. I am not sure, to be honest. I guess I should probably start by casting Read the Bones. Just to save myself some damage, maybe. Alright, so I'll Read the Bones. And put both of those on the bottom. So then you get to see these two, right?
Yep.
Alright, Temple of Malady, Breeding Pool. Alright.
One away.
Yep. So I got a 4 from Read the Bones.
Yep.
Yeah, I have lands.
Yeah, you just have lands.
My bad.
Okay. Yeah, I knew you had 2 lands in Liliana. It was just another Burning Tree left on top.
Alright, we are back for game number 2. And I have a very good opening hand, and I'm excited to see if I can do some sweet things with this hand. So,
that sounds kind of cool too. I'll keep it.
Lucky. All right, so I'm going to start with a Temple of Malady, and I'm going to keep that on top. Go. So that card is good against him.
All right, well, we're gonna scry, and I'm going to bottom this because we don't need it.
Good. Good. All right, I'm going to go to 18 and cast Sylvan. Don't carry it. Go.
Yep. All right, so we're just going to start off with the Frostburn Weird. Go ahead.
Things are getting a little Frostburny.
Just a little weird.
All right, so... I think I'm just going to get the party started real early. So I'm at 16, and I'm going to Kiora that Frostburn Weird.
Yep.
Go ahead. That might be better. I don't know if that's better than casting the Horser Lay Crew Fix in my hand, but...
Okay. So here I can get this going, or I can get this going. And I think that... I don't think that this is going to be very good for me right now. But there's merit to keeping the 2 of these in my hand to save for later. You have 4 cards?
They are 4 of the finest Magic the Gathering cards
I
printable
imagine.
in standard format.
Well, this card diversifies our threats against that Kiora, which I actually like. So I'm going to go to 18, play a Rabble Master, and we're going to send this guy at the Kiora.
Sure.
And then it'll be your turn.
Draw. That could be a decent one. I think I still just play Courser this turn, though.
There's a lot of cards in there that seem kind of sweet with Courser, like Liliana, Read the Bones, Kiora.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to play it untapped. So I go to 15. Alright. And then I'm just going to cast Scavenging Ooze and plus Kiora on the Goblin Rabble Master.
Okay.
You're up.
All right. That's not what we wanted to draw. Well, that is unfortunate. Okay, so if I play this and we send everything to Kiora, nothing is going to happen. So I think that we're better off triggering this, going to combat,
Sure.
and sending these creatures at the Kiora.
Okay, I'm going to block a Goblin with Scavenging Ooze, and I'm going to block Frostburn Weird with Courser. If he wants to spend his entire turn killing my Courser, I'm okay with it. As good as Courser is, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I don't think that I want to kill the Courser because then that puts another creature in the graveyard for the Scavenging Ooze. I think that I want to just do a damage.
Okay.
And I lose a Goblin. And then we'll play this guy.
Sure.
Post-combat, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Alright, so now we get to start untapping with Planeswalkers and so forth. Alright, I will play the Temple of Melody, so I go to 16. Scry. Sylvan Caryatid I do not want at this point, so easily bottom that card. Oh, really, deck? I thought I said I didn't want you. What are you doing right there?
Man, I feel so bad for you.
Do you? Alright, so here I'm going to plus Kiora on Boros Reckoner, because I do not want to get reckonered, or wrecked, as some say. So now I could cast this, but I think it's better to just do one of these, because that gives us mana to keep our other guys open, so I'll just pass the turn.
All right, I'll take a Nykthos.
Nykthos for 500.
That's not a Nykthos.
Rats.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate.
extremely. Alright, well, we will go to combat and trigger this.
Oh, whoa,
Well,
whoa.
I'll attempt to go to my attack step.
I will, in the end of your main phase, Hero's Downfall your Goblin Rabble Master.
Okay. Well, now I don't have to attack.
It's true. He can now cast things still in his main phase if he wants to. So I would wait. The reason to wait to the end of the main phase is because if he does have a creature that he wants to cast, he's going to cast it immediately. And that forces his, But if he does decide to go to combat, then we can kill his guy and prevent him from getting
I mean,
another
like,
goblin.
if I had a guy, I could just cast him then. Like, if you let me go to combat, this triggers. You have to do it in my main phase.
No, I understand.
And then I regain priority, and I can just cast another creature.
Yeah, I understand.
Still in the main phase.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, like, if you don't think that I have a removal spell, you're probably going to cast a creature anyway.
Yeah.
So I give you at least an option to cast a creature.
All right, well, I don't think attacking here does anything. I don't really want to trade my weird Forest Courser, although I probably should. I'll just play an Ash Zealot and pass.
All right, I will exile Rabblemaster, gain a life.
Of course. 17.
All right, draw for turn. It's a delightful Sylvan Caryatid. Nissa, you say? I think Nissa seems pretty good right here, so I think we're going to leave Nissa where she is. So, all right, I'm gonna gain a life. I'm gonna keep Nissa on top of my deck. I think we're gonna go ahead and get this Planeswalker party started with a Vraska, and I'm gonna destroy Boros Reckoner. And now I'm going to plus Kiora on the Frostburn Weird.
Mm-hmm.
And say go.
Well, that's not bad.
Is it the card Nykthos?
It's not the card Nykthos. That would be very good. Let's see here. All right, well, I think that I just want to use this to get rid of the Kiora.
No. Seems weak.
I'd much rather have this in play, but he does have a Kiora, which can completely negate it. So, yeah, we'll just Fanatic and kill the Kiora.
Boo.
And I can't really attack, so I'll just pass.
Alright, I'll exile Boros Reckoner in a turn. Get a 19. Alright. There it is. There it is. 20. And there it isn't.
You still look like you're in good shape to me.
I will plus the Vraska and... Does Nissa give them haste?
No.
It does not. Okay. Well, I will not be missing my forest then. Alright, so I'll play Inissa, and I will make a Temple Malady a 4/4.
Okay.
And I think that I want to start attacking. So I will go ahead and do exactly that. Attack with Temple Malady.
Alright, well, I don't know how many of those attacks we can take, but I kind of want to keep this in play in case I happen to draw Allegiance Initiative. And we're really not winning this game unless I draw a land next turn anyways, so I'm just going to take it.
Alright, so you're at 14.
Yep.
I'm just going to play another Sylvan Caryatid. Go.
Alright, we need a land. That's a land.
Stormbreath Dragon?
Yeah. We will dragon and kill the Nissa. And I don't think I can attack with anything else. So I'll just do that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alright. Well, I got a very strong draw step coming up for me, so get that Sylvan Caryatid. I will play this game. 21. Boo.
Oh man, you gonna let me cast my black spells?
I am.
Maybe.
Alright. I will kill Stormbreath Dragon. I will attack. I basically am falling behind this game, so I have to start getting aggressive here. Especially since I'm drawing a complete dud next turn, too.
Okay, well, I think that, since I know he's drawing a blank next turn, we're going to need to... Oh, I think I want to hold off on blocking that temple just yet. So I will block here with my goblin and
You
take
go to
4 and
10.
go to 10. And I carried it.
Yep. Go.
Alright, so a land here would be okay. Preferably a Nykthos. Ask and you shall receive. Alright, now I get to do some stuff. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't really... So I can't cast all 3 of these.
That's super unfortunate.
Wait, or can I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, can I? So I can play this. I can get 7, 8. No, I can't. But I can cast any 2 of them. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, I can't cast these 2 because I can't do math. So I think that it's going to be better just to get these 2 in play and then hold off on casting this guy. Maybe I want to attack here. Because I don't think that he can block with that Courser just yet. Yeah, so I'll play... Do I want to get the trigger? So I play this. 7, 8. I can do 1. Yeah, actually, it's better to... I don't care about the trigger. So we'll just play a Perforos and an Ash Zealot and do 2 to you.
Okay, I got a 19.
And then I will attack you with a Fanatic of Mogus.
I'll block and add a green.
Yeah.
I'll exile yours from Breath Dragon.
Sure.
Go to 20. Dice.
Yep. Your turn.
I will exile Carrie's Head.
Yep.
Alright, draw this.
Jeez.
Alright, go to 22, and I'll scry Courser to the bottom. I don't think that really helps us in this board state. Abrupt Decay can help us. So I can't attack because he has Perforos. Doesn't really do anything, so I just have to pass.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, that will let us cast it and Monstrosity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dragon 3 floating.
I go to 20.
2 to you. I will Monstrosity.
I will respond with Hero's Downfall.
Oh, yeah. Do another one of those. That's pretty good.
I've had that since my opening hand.
So, can't really do much here at this point. So I think we just have to pass the turn.
I'm going to use my 4/4 to exile your dragon. I got a 21. And this guy gets a little bit bigger.
Now he survives through Perforos.
He does. Golgari Charm. I don't think that does a whole lot.
Indestructible.
Yeah, certainly indestructible. I will play an Urborg and go to 22. And I will pass the turn.
Alright. You draw. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I can activate Perforos 4 times. Problem is that he has an Abrupt Decay in his hand. So we can decay one of my Ash Zealots, eat it with this Ooze, and then make it an 8/8. Can't really attack with Perforos because I want to be able to block his Ooze.
I need to draw a Bile Blight really badly.
So at this point, I think that my best attack is with the Frostburn Weird. Actually, there isn't any good attacks because then he can turn off my Perforos. So I will just pass the turn.
Okay. No point in using this yet, so I'm just gonna draw. All right, Vraska's sweet. Again, we just have to pass the turn.
That's not bad, I guess. I think I just cast it. There's no point sitting on it. Let's do 2 damage to you.
20.
I'll pass.
I guess I still wait on my removal spells. Whew.
Man.
Oh.
I mean, I called mine, so I
that
can't be too upset.
Is that a Bile Blight? I believe that it is. All right, so keep as many green sources untapped as I can. And all right, play Vraska. And I think I just destroy. I have this Decay, so I can take care of Frostburn Weird. I think I destroy Fanatic in case he draws like a Legion's Initiative, or something along those lines. I don't want to just die, so I'll go ahead and destroy your Fanatic Amogus. And I still cannot attack, so I'll pass the turn.
All right. Well. So he has a Decay and a Golgari Charm in hand, which are both really awkward. Unfortunately, we just can't actually beat the Bile Blight.
Bile Blight is a hell of a magic card.
We drew so well when we hit the lands that we needed, and then we just drew nothing but lands.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, so like even if I were to attack with everything, six, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I can still only do it 4 times. So he's going to be able to Bile Blight these, and then decay one of these, turn off the Perforos, attack with his team. I can jump with the news, but that just like does nothing. And because there's no Chain to the Rocks in the main, I actually just don't have any outs to the Scavenging Ooze. So I'm just dead. We'll go on to the next games because there's no
Okay.
point wasting time.
Yeah, I mean, if you attack, I will Golgari Charm and regenerate. You know, block,
Exactly.
regenerate. Yeah. All right, we are back for sideboarding. As for myself, I'm cutting a lot of the situational cards. I don't want like a negate if you just have like a bunch of, you know,
Guys.
creatures, or like Golgari Charm. We saw that game was like a little awkward. Just kind of situational against a deck that doesn't have a lot of 1 toughness creatures or enchantments, other than Perforos. Read the Bones, just not particularly good, just a little too slow. And then I think Jason and Liliana are my 2 worst planeswalkers. So, stripping your hand, not that good. When
Yeah, I'm just playing my hand anyways.
you're playing your hand anyways, and then Jace, bouncing your guys isn't that good when they have haste, do damage to me, you know, etc. So, and I'm just bringing in a lot of removal spells.
Just all of them.
Actually, all of them, yeah.
So for me, I'm cutting Rebel Master. I don't think Rebel Master is very good against the like Caryatid Courser decks when you don't have all the 1-drops to back it up with the early pressure. Here it's more just like, you know, sweet card with Perforos, but it's just going to die to everything. And I'd rather have answers to Courser and Scavenging Ooze. So we've got 2 Mortars and a Chain to the Rocks coming in. I don't really like Chain to the Rocks against the Abrupt Decay decks very much, but it's better than the other options I have in the sideboard, and I don't want any Rebel Masters. So.
Okay. All right, we are back for game number 3, our first post-sideboard game.
All right, well, this hand is not very good, so I'm going to mulligan it.
Okay. Well, my hand is quite good. However, I will be dealing a lot of damage to myself with Pain Lands. However, I'm still going to keep it.
All right, well, we're back. Let's see, we got a good 6 here.
That's an eye roll.
Oh, man. You know what? Whatever.
All right, bring it.
Go.
Draw. Oh, that was a delight. Go. That was a real delight.
What's the play?
How many?
So-
how many of those 4 burning trees?
So
are
I can
you-
play this, or I can just play this. So if I play this, I can follow it up with this, and this is good against like Caryatid. I'll just play this.
Oof.
19. Go.
All right. The initiative. He has taken the initiative. All right, I will play Sylvan Caryatid and say go. Based on his comments, I feel like I'm taking an Ash Zealot hit here.
Ah, this is so miserable. All right, so I can just play this.
Oof.
Go. I keep.
All right, I'm just gonna say go.
$17.
Sure.
Combat.
So I gotta make sure I read this card. He is a 4/2. Is that a true statement?
Correct.
All right, I will Freakus Cure your Ash Zealot. Go to 22.
Your turn. Oh.
Here I will. I think we're gonna go for the old assassin plan. So I'm gonna play Vraska, and I will take Vraska to 6.
Sure.
Go ahead. See if we can assassinate poor CVM.
All right, so I guess we just get this guy in play. 15, 14.
Sure.
Your turn.
All right.
Maybe I should have went to 5. I don't know.
So that guy's actually a 5/5 though.
Yeah.
So he will have to die via other means. So I'm gonna go ahead and Doomblade Boros Reckoner and take Vraska to 7. And say go.
Um. I'll take 2.
Got him where we want him.
Burning Tree Emissary.
Okay.
Go.
So if I kill his Burning Tree here, he can just blow Legion's initiative. So you can actually use Legion's initiative to give your guy haste effectively too. It's something you could do. Like you could play Burning Tree Emissary,
and then do
sack Legion's initiative, or whatever.
it.
Yeah. All right. So I think I'm fine with Burning Tree being in. Well. I guess I could worry about mortars, but whatever. We're just gonna untap here, draw. Now I don't want to cast this yet because I want to hold open for this to try to protect myself. So I'm gonna make 3 assassins.
Yep.
And we're on the old assassin plan here, so pass the turn.
All right. Well, that's not Nicholas, so I'm dead.
All right, game 4.
All right. Well, I'm going to mulligan.
All right. This hand is fine. I'm gonna keep.
All right. We're back for 6. See if we can get some lands and spells. All right. Well, I would keep this 5, so I'm going to keep.
Okay.
Go.
Draw. That was hopefully a good one. And I think I actually have to keep this because we only have 2 more lands. So, go.
It's getting weird.
Things are getting super weird, to say the least. Go.
All right. I'm going to shock.
Okay.
I'll attack.
No blocks.
Pump once.
Abrupt Decay taking 1.
Go ahead.
There's some merit potentially to just decaying that Legion's initiative, which we'll see if I regret not doing that later. And I'll take 1 again and cast a Courser.
Yep.
And you're up.
So I can just cast this, or I can get this in play. Not sure which one is right. It definitely has many ways to kill this. I think I just want to get this in play for now. I'll just play the course or a Reckoner and pass.
Okay. Draw Overgrown Tomb. See another one on top.
And this deck doesn't have those explosive Burning Tree Emissary draws. It just feels very underpowered.
Yeah. So here I'm going to go to 17. Another land. And I'll go take another one. And Kiora, I'm gonna plus on your or your Boros Reckoner. And say go. So I have to do that over this because if he has Dragon, I'm just kind of boned. So I feel like Reckoner is pretty good on this board, but I can maybe beat Reckoner. Definitely cannot beat a Dragon.
Let's see here. So I can play one of these two, or one of these two. I'm not sure which one is better. I think I'm better off just casting this guy.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Alright, time for that Abrupt Decay Bioblight too. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, I'll draw Watery Grave, Freakish Cure A. So I got plus Cure again, but here I think I'm actually just going to minus draw a card to get a little bit deeper. And play 2 lands. So I have to decide if I want to cast this Courser before I play that land, or if I want to hold open and play one of these cards instead. I think I'm fine just playing this other Courser. So I'll go ahead and play a Courser and play the Temple and gain 2. Scry, keep that on top, and play another land, gain 2 more. I'm playing it tapped because I can't Freakish Cure any his Reckoners anyway, so there's no reason to. I'll pass. So my Cure is likely going to die, but I got to get a little bit of value out of it. Soaked up Reckoner for a turn and drew me a card. Got to play one of these numerous lands in my hand to accelerate me.
Okay, so you have 4 cards?
I have 5.
5 cards. Okay. Yeah, you have 4 unknowns and then a Watery Grave.
You know I have this too.
Oh yeah, and the Cure. Forgot about the Cure.
Everyone forgets the Cure.
So he has a Putrefy on top, which is going to give him an answer for this. And I feel like I kind of just want to get this into play. Yeah. Yeah, we're just going to do that.
Chandra, sure.
We're going to +1, 1 damage to you, and then 1 to that Courser.
I'm at 19.
And then I'll send 1 Reckoner at the Cure and 1 Reckoner at you.
Okay. Regardless of how we block Cure, we'll die, so I'll just take it. I go to 15.
And then I'll pass.
All right.
So it could be that I should have just played this to get in some damage now while he was tapped out, but I think I kind of want to wait so that I can use this to protect it if absolutely needed.
All right, so I'll play Llanowar Waste and go to 17. Gain 2. A lot of options here. I kind of think I want to just... I don't want to use this. I want to save it. So I'm just going to attack Chandra for 4. And now while he can't do anything, I'm going to Putrefy Boros Reckoner.
And get first strike.
Okay. And I do have to use black for that, so yeah, that's fine.
So are you taking the damage then?
I do have to use black green, don't I? So I'll do this,
Okay.
and then I will pass the turn. CVM
So
throwing his
you
pen
have
around.
4 cards? 5 cards.
5, yeah.
Water Grave, Freakus Cure, and 3 cards. Alright. Okay. Well, that's not quite what we're looking for. I'm going to 0 Chandra.
Sure.
Now, that's a cute card.
That's a pretty good one.
Alright, well, we will cast it.
Hammer time.
I'll play my land. So I think that we're fine with his Chandra dying next turn, and I think that we just want to start pressuring him as much as we can. So I think that we just want to, we're going to hammer
Sure.
away a Battlefield Forge,
Okay.
and then I'm going to attack.
Alright, I'm going to Hero's Downfall Boros Reckoner.
Oh, that's not very nice.
And I will take 3. I'm down to
That's
14.
4. Oh, are they colorless?
I think they're colorless.
Oh, I thought they were red. I guess it doesn't change very much, but...
Alright, I'm at 14.
Alright, your turn.
And... Alright, draw a Breeding Pool. So... Those things can't... Alright, well, I'll play the Temple of Deceit. I go to 16. And scry Bile Blights. I will keep Bile Blight on top.
Lucky.
Super lucky. I will play 2, 3, 4, 5. Playing Nissa. And I will make this a creature. Let's see. I want to keep Nissa around, and if I leave a Courser back, he has to have something to kill the Nissa, because Golems by itself won't do it. So, Courser at Chandra, Mana Confluence at you. So you go to 14, and I'm at 16, and I will pass the turn.
Well, that's a pretty good one. So I can just use this to kill the Nissa. And that also turns on his Freakus Cure. Unfortunately, he has a Bile Blight, which is kind of awkward, but... We also are just on like a 2-turn clock. Oh no, I'm at 14, sorry. Man.
Next time you should not throw your pen.
I'll try not to throw my pen. Should also try to not throw games, too.
The pen's a little bit more important, so.
Alright, well, we'll just Dragon attack Nissa.
Alright, Nissa's down.
And it's your turn.
Alright. Draw a Bile Blight. Doomblade. You do not say. Alright, well, Doomblade is going to remain on top of my library. Play a Watery Grave and go to 18. So you're at 14. 2, 4, 8. I think that I want to just try to get in for as much damage as I can. So even though I could get more value out of Bile Blight maybe later on, I'm just going to Bile Blight the Golem. Hit for 8.
6.
Alright, puts him down to 6, and I will pass the turn.
And you have 3 cards?
I do. One of which is a Freakus Cure that you
Yeah.
know. I think you also know Breeding Pool.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you don't have anything else. So I'll shock to 4.
Okay.
Trigger.
Okay. For how much is
6.
it? Okay, so I take 6. Let's see. So I get Freakus Cure in response, but then he blows Legion's initiative. And then his guys will come back during my combat step. Which I think I'm actually okay with that. So if I do that, they would come back during my combat step. Another 5. I'll take 10, 14. Alright, I will actually go ahead and Freakus Cure. I'm going to Freakus Cure your Fanatic with the Fanatic trigger on the stack.
With the Fanatic trigger on the stack?
Yeah. Oh wait, actually, is this your main phase right now? Yeah, so they would actually come back during your combat step, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would just die if I did that. So let's see, I would take...
Well, if you do it with the trigger on the stack, and I blow this, then these guys leave, and the trigger resolves dealing 2 damage to you.
Oh, right. So I would take 2.
And then they'd come back in
I would take
and
5.
do 5.
So I would take 7,
7.
and then you could attack me for 8.
Yeah, which is 15, and you're at, what, 18?
Yeah, so that might still be okay, actually.
Yeah, like I actually can't kill you this turn.
Yeah.
And I'm just dead no matter what.
All right, yeah, I will still Freakus Cure with the trigger on the stack. I don't think you're dead. No, I think you're dead.
I mean, you have a Doomblade on top, so
Yeah,
I would have to leave back both of my creatures.
I think you're still dead even if you do that, though, right?
Yeah. I'm just dead.
Okay.
All right, we're back for the final game. Now, I pulled a Legion's Initiative and a Boros Reckoner out for 2 more Chain to the Rocks. I was just basically been getting manhandled every game by Courser of Kufix, so having answers to it is something that I want. 6, 7, and we'll mulligan again.
Jeez. That's close, but... Alright, my hand is Sylvan Caryatid into Courser of Kufix, and the rest of my hand's pretty bad, but I'm hoping that those 2 cards are good enough to really get the job done.
Those are some good cards.
They are some good ones.
All right, see if we can get a playable 6. This is just a joke. All right, scry. I mean, I think I'm supposed to keep this card when I see it. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
You don't put them in your deck and then scry them to the bottom.
Scry. That's not what I like to say about Temple of Deceit, because that's exactly what I'm doing there. Scry that to the bottom. You're up.
Go ahead.
All right, Old Frostburn. I will and shock myself and then play Sylvan Caryatid. You're up.
All right, well, that's definitely a good one. Attack.
I'm going to block because I don't actually care if he kills my guy.
I guess I have to pump twice.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Well, that's another bad draw. All right, I'll take 1 and play Courser.
Mm-hmm.
And go.
All right. I think we kind of just want to take care of that guy now. So I'll chain to some rocks.
He has been chained. I have Mountain, Peak Eruption in hand.
Let's hope not.
I don't even need the Mountain. I have Mana Compliments.
All right, so I'm going to Burning Tree here.
Sure.
Take 1. Pump him twice. Yeah, pump him twice and then attack you. So Burning Tree, green, red.
Okay.
Red, red, pump.
Sure.
And
14.
then just lose the blue mana, or the green mana. Your turn. And I'm wanting to just get another threat in play so that he can't just completely lock me down in this cure. You don't have Courser anymore.
I do not have Courser anywhere. I might have a Nissa on top of my deck, though.
Don't worry, I'll forget that it's there.
I can only hope. All right, well, I'm at 14.
There's some merit for playing this last turn, but I think that getting Courser off the field is where we want to be.
Well, we're going to go for it. I go to 11. And plus on this.
All right.
Go. Hopefully our Kiora lives to see another day.
All right, well. We have this Fanatic.
Oh, it's not living to see another day.
So we have to decide if we want to... I think I just have to send all 5 at the Kiora and then attack him for 2. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll send all 5 at the Kiora and attack you for 2.
All right, I'm at 9.
Good. Now, even though the Kiora is gone, the damage prevention is still in effect on my Frostburn Weird for this turn, so that's why I did not attack with it.
Well, that did not go very well. That was Fanatic and Dragon were probably the 2 worst possible cards to get played there. So I'm at 9. 6. All right, shock myself. Go.
Okay, well that definitely makes me think that he has a 2-mana removal spell. Which he'll probably use on my Fanatic of Mogus. Or a 3-mana removal spell. Use on the Fanatic, and then block the Burning Tree Emissary. So I think that here I just go to combat.
Okay.
Send everything.
Oh, block Burning Tree Emissary.
Okay.
All right. All Heroes Downfall, Fanatic of Mogus, taking 1.
So you go to 6.
Yep.
And then I will pump him 3 times to make him a 4/1.
Go to 2.
Alright. I'll take 1 and play another Burning Tree.
Okay.
And then pass.
Dead. All right, we are here for the conclusion of our battling Bug Planeswalkers against Legion's not initiative.
Yeah, there's not quite an initiative. I imagine when the guy played in that Grand Prix trial, he didn't play against Bug Walkers.
I imagine he didn't. I imagine when Hooglin played this deck, he did not play against Red Devotion.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
At least not with Legion's initiative. So the matchup was a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I felt
Yeah.
like I was going to be heavily favored, and
Same.
it just didn't turn out that way, partly because I had some pretty poor draws, mulliganed a bit. I also sided incorrectly, and just didn't really know how to prioritize my different cards against this deck because it's a very unknown deck, which is how players like Jeff Hooglin are able to do well on the Open Series. Not saying he's not a good player, but when you play an off-the-radar list that you're familiar with, you can leverage that against your opponents pretty well.
Definitely. Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah, there were a lot of interesting things in this deck. Yeah, I mean, Kiora was actually pretty good, surprisingly good. Jace didn't do a whole lot. Liliana didn't do much.
Yeah.
Nissa was okay. Nissa was like always the last card I cast in my hand, but usually it was good when I did.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's just... that was actually the first time I've ever cast Nissa, outside of Limited. So,
yeah. I don't think that this type of matchup is where she's going to shine. Like, when your opponent has Stormbreath Dragon in their deck, Nissa isn't going to look that pretty, but when they don't have Stormbreath Dragon...
I think she still looks fine. Like,
she's a beast. Well, she doesn't have any eyebrows.
Yeah, but I mean...
And now you can never unsee that. Everybody can never unsee that Nissa does not have any eyebrows.
It's true. She doesn't.
Stuck in your head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that this is the type of matchup where she's going to shine, but like she can finish games. And the 4/4 is not to be discounted. Like a lot of times they'll kill her, but you're left over with this 4/4 that will win you the game.
Yeah, which is actually what happened that one game.
Yep.
Where I was able to, finish your Chandra off, hit you for 4, next turn kill your guy, hit you for 8.
Yeah,
it
starts to steamroll quite a bit.
Yeah, Mana Confluence did more damage this game than... Mana Confluence did the most damage in this entire match, both to me and to CVM.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So, if you were to play this deck in a tournament, say the Open in DC this weekend, what changes would you make to it?
So I would probably trim on some of the I would probably trim on the cards that are kind of one-of, fun-ofs, because that's usually I usually don't like a lot of one-ofs unless they have a specific purpose in the deck.
You don't really subscribe to the Adrian Sullivan line of thinking?
I mean, I think that having one-ofs is fine, but they have to do something. You know what I'm saying? They have to have a big enough effect to make it worth it. One Garrick Apex Predator, that's seems perfectly legit to me. Or playing one copy of some huge spell or something like that, one Aetherling in control decks and things like that.
Or even something like a Golgari Charm or whatever.
Yeah, one Golgari Charm. I can get behind. I can fully get behind that. But one Jace didn't seem that important to me. Jace, he just didn't seem like he was a powerful enough effect to play, especially when he's double blue in a deck that has no other double blue cards.
It feels like Cyclonic Rift would be better.
Yeah, Cyclonic Rift is a good example of a good one-of. You draw and you're like, hey, I have 7 mana. Let me wrap my opponent's entire board.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of cool things like that. I would probably cut some of the one-ofs. I'd probably cut the negate too, and I would probably cut the read the bones, and just focus on a more streamlined list. More Scavenging Ooze, more removal. Probably just play the full set of Kioras or. Whatever the best planeswalkers are, I want to play the max number of those.
Yeah.
So 3 Nissa, 4 Kiora maybe. I think 1 Liliana Vest is probably fine. But yeah, I'd probably streamline the list a little bit somewhat. And sideboard, I don't honestly know because the sideboard is kind of a thing where you want to look at every single different matchup and figure out these are the cards I want in this matchup, these are the cards I want in this matchup, and so forth. How many cards do I want to side out? How many cards do I want to bring in? And then
playing 5 games with it really isn't going to give you that idea.
Yeah, I personally don't know, and so I would have to I'd have to play a lot with it, and I would have to figure out the best cards in the different matchups, and or it's also important to know how good matchups are too. So sometimes I may have a Read the Bones that's not very good against some random deck. But if my matchup's so good against that deck anyway, I don't need to ensure that I have enough sideboard cards to side out all my Read the Bones. Maybe I can just leave them in and still win.
Yeah.
And I can dedicate those sideboard slots to something else. So there's a lot there's definitely a lot with the sideboard that's I wouldn't probably tinker with the sideboard too much unless I played with it.
That makes sense. As for the Red Devotion deck, wasn't too impressed with Legion's Initiative. The card definitely can do some cute things. but I felt pretty far behind against Corsair Crucifix in the pre-boarded games, not having any answers to it. No Chain to the Rocks, no Mizium Mortars in the main. I ultimately boarded the chains back in for the last game and won because I was able to handle a Corsair Crucifix.
Yeah.
But when you aren't combo killing your opponent with this deck, a card like Corsair can just run away with the game because of the extreme amount of advantage that's generating for your opponent. So not having something like Chain to the Rocks to answer it felt like a pretty big error, at least from my side of playing it.
Yeah, there were a lot of games where like we kind of stabilized on an even board, but I had Corsair, and I was like savagely flooding out if I didn't have the Corsair.
Yeah.
But because I had Corsair, I could play a land off the top of my deck every turn. Even though sometimes there were 2 lands in a row,
Yeah.
I still dug through my deck a lot
Yeah.
faster than, if I didn't have the Corsair, there's no way I would have won.
Yep. So if you're definitely going to be on the Red Devotion train this weekend, I definitely would suggest, using your splash for removal spells, some number in the main deck, just so you have answers for that. So whether you're splashing white, have Chain to the Rocks. If you're splashing black or something, you can play Dreadbore or just play more Mizium Mortars. Whatever the choice of Red Devotion flavor you choose is, you definitely want to kill Corsair Crucifix because that guy is everywhere.
Yeah, I would definitely play Mizium Mortars at least in some number. Every time I've played Red Devotion, I've had like 3 or 4 Mortars, and I've always liked it.
Mhm.
But even if you don't want to play Chain to the Rocks or whatever, just still
Yeah.
play Mortars.
So other than that, this actually was really fun. I'm pretty happy that we listened to some of the feedback, played the decks that people had suggested for us to play.
Yep.
We will both be in DC this weekend battling in some open tournaments, so feel free to stop by and say hello. If you want us to sign stuff, that's cool too. Actually, at the PTQ we went to the other weekend, some guy had us sign his face. So
Yeah.
if you want to have CVM on your face,
That-
make sure you bring a Sharpie.
That didn't. We'll move past that part. But yeah.
So for those of you who aren't watching on StarCityGames.com, you can click below to check out some of the other videos that we have, some of the BBD versus CVM. The deck list should be in the link below in the comments as well.
Yep.
Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more BBD versus CVM. We definitely appreciate the support. And make sure you post comments in the comment section for us. We do read them all the time. Case in point, this awesome Bug Walkers deck. There were multiple people that said they wanted to see something like it, so got to give them what they want.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys didn't tell us that this deck had a funky beat and you could really bug out to it, there's no way I would have. So, yeah.
So thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next week.